But I don't see anything here worth looking at. Okay, let's go into the dressing room. Powers' dressing room, so this is where he was sleeping. Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. But we naturally believe our client. We believe our client. We believe he is not lying to us. Some suits. Someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. Oh, we have proof that someone was on that couch lying down. Tea and cookies like Edgeworth? Or maybe I bet Edgeworth calls them biscuits. All right, this must be. Oh, let's just take it. Yeah, let's just steal the card so we can use it for our investigation. The Samurai Boogie Woogie? She does like samurai movies. All right, let's move. Let's move to the studio. Now we have the key card. We can go in. Perfect. Let's go inside and look at the body. I love dead bodies. Doesn't give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. I mean, yeah. This is a murder site. We're going to prove that our client didn't do it. He did not slay like a real queen. The outline where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the magistrate's costume. Alright. Interesting theory. Okay, that is right. There is no blood. That's interesting. That is an interesting fact. Whew. Look at that. Those black and white boards, they clap at the start of the filming. Action. Now, the eternal debate, is it a ladder or a step ladder? We will never know. We will never know what that is. Of course. Of course they had a backdrop for the stage here in this room. It is a studio, why wouldn't they have it? Neo Old Tokyo. I don't see any clues. A reflecting screen. Lightning is fine. I want to be the rector. Wow. Wow. Wow, Maya. It's... Those cameras actually do cost a lot of money. I know how much a studio camera costs. It's a lot. It's more than you'd be willing to pay. No touching that. She's an assistant, like Maya is for us. And we're lawyers. He never hurt a fly. He's almost certainly not guilty. I mean, if you met him, he doesn't really know how to hurt people. What did you see? What'd you see? The only assistant on staff. Must be a tight budget. Only rehearse for act sequences. Again. The scream. Right here. Right here. Just look at it. You will not be... I'm not able to unsee it. WP and Hammer were there along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is, right? Alright. Eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. And I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. It's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am? You didn't see him sleeping, you just assumed he was sleeping. Okay. No, he came to the studio. We're calling him WP now? We're just calling him that? We're calling him Kids WP? Guys, be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Actually, there's been something bothering me. I don't know about that, but the day just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Several times. No. Something weird, something funky was here. Could be a lawyer, you know, looking for a easy payout. So there was an action scene run through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling that it was someone from outside. The call was coming from outside the studio. Someone come in here. Wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Any better information than that? I mean, that's a lead. That's a lead. We can investigate that. Tell us about your senses. All right, let's talk to the old windbag. I mean, old bag. Let's talk to her, see what she's hiding. You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct. Time of death was 2:30. Are you sure that Power is the only person to go through here between those times? Are you sure you were watching here the entire time? Ma'am? Who dares question me? Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? Her? She's not even a full-time employee! I'm not reading that. Alright, now let's get that photo. Now she's fucking gone. Try it. Oh, she's here to say no. I believe it was 307. I got it right. I got it right. That is not a photo of Will Powers walking to the studio. That is a photo of a man in a costume walking to the studio. This is an entirely different thing than what I was told. That is not a picture of Will Powers. That is not proof. That proves nothing. $2 p.m. Hey, Esper. About to wrap up in like 20 minutes, so apologies, but here we are. But yeah, this is not a photo of our client. This is a photo of somebody else in that costume. Let's see what she says. Let's not. So we're gonna hold these cards for a little bit. We're gonna hold these cards for a bit, and we're gonna play out the rest of our hand. So we have some evidence for the trial, but we don't really have anything definitive. Alright, let's start our trial. We should be able to do some... I want to see if we can finish the trial part of this before we end the stream, at least. So we can start fresh at investigation part 2. All right, courtroom number 3, 10 a.m. Time for trial. Remember that this judge was bought for pretty cheap. In the last case, anyway. Maybe now he's changed his tune and gone back to being fair. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. Time for some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. I call most familiar face detective Gumshoe to the stand. Pal. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain the guide map here. It's important to grasp the layout of the studios. See? This here is the employee area. As they run through the audition scenes during their morning here. We know this already. This is the main gate. That's where Old Bag is located. You can't get to the studio without going through this gate. So you need to get through Old Bag to get to the studios. Where the body was found. In the murder October, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and young woman, the production assistant. The entire staff was just 3 people. The lunch victim Jack Cameron went to the Studio 1. At 1 p.m. security lady saw him. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. To say the rehearsal was canceled. Because he was dead. Samurai spear was the murder weapon. Time of death was 2:30. Let's skip it. I need to hear it a second time. Though that is nice that they let you repeat that in case you weren't paying attention the first time. How medieval. Well, if it's a samurai spear, Your Honor, it's probably actually not medieval. It's probably more, I don't know. Tokugawa? I don't know my Japanese eras of history. You're asked one question, and that question is... What did the security lady at the guard station see? Let's call security officer to the stand. Hey, it's Old Bag. Will the witness declare her name? Aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please! Poor Edgy Poo. Wendy Old Bag, dearie. Just call me Grandma. Objection! I object to the witness talkativeness. So, as funny as that line is, I have been down the rabbit hole of actual lawyer plays Phoenix Wright. This is a real objection you can raise in a courtroom trial. If the defendant is being overly verbacious, you can silence them with an objection. Because they're not being relevant to the case. Objection sustained. From rambling on this stand. Perhaps you get the testimony. She was stationed at the main gate. That's correct. That's correct. So someone had to pass by you to get to the murder. Yes, that's correct. We're all clear on these facts. So what did you see? Tell me, Wendy. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from there until 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because I saw a certain man walk by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant then, Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Now, let me... Poor old Hammer. No, what happened at 2:30, right? This photo does not seem... Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, that is correct. Miss Oldbag, you've been saying since yesterday that you saw Miss Powers, correct? About this man in the photo, aren't you? We're going to admit that into evidence. What is this exactly? Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? You see the powers, right? No! Edgeworth realizes the problem of this testimony. No, they can't. But that does not mean he was in the suit. Thank you for the obvious problem. No one of you accusing you of being born yesterday. Can't prove that it was Mr. Powers in the suit. Of course I have proof. What? Even Edgeworth is surprised. To ask the witness, please make known all information in your possession ahead of time. You should be ashamed, all of you. This isn't any good as evidence, pal. Didn't even give it a second look. Wow. I love Edgeworth reaction images. Let's hear about your proof, then. Never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Alright. Let's see if we can elaborate on some details here. I don't believe that for a second. Yeah, I don't believe her for a second. Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth. Oh, I love this courtroom shit. It's beautiful. Elaborate. Supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. Power sprained his ankle. I helped to make it better for him, of course. I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Speaking of backdrops, I think she didn't know about Powers' ankle. It was a. Elaborate on this, please. Treated his own samurai spear. The samurai spear was broken. Alright. I think I know where we're going with this. Let's find out if I'm right. Where is the Steel Samurai costume? We're looking for it right now. It's clear that this person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. Object! Always object! Nowhere in the book can we see Mr. Will Powers. That is a good question, Phoenix writes. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. No one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me check what my evidence is first. All right. Press her. We need more details. This is not a lot of testimony. Hold on. Gumshoe is 30. That's not exactly... I guess technically it's young. I'm as old as Gumshoe. That makes me angry. Irrationally angry. There is no fucking way that hell that man is 30 years old. I don't believe it. He's middle-aged as fuck. This year before then was Will Powers. Oh, quite sunny. Nobody suspicious looking by at all. Before you got to the guard station. Everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gates so no one could get in. Not to mention, that I would have seen them. Are you sure? To pass by the witness. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Old Windbag sure has balls, sir. Well, you know what I mean. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Alright. You pressed her. Yeah, it's the fundamental problem again. We're arguing the same point. We still haven't gotten past this point. Picture. The problem you are coming across number 2? I think that's odd. Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1? That's a good point. Good job, Phoenix. Not one but 2 people went to the studio that day, yet there is only data for one of those photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Uh-oh. Fired twice, that means 2 people went by. Huh? I don't know what this means either. Whippersnapper? Ah, that's right! I just remembered something! Of course, they always remember something at the last minute. They always remember something. I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? When I think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. This is the first I've heard of this! I love incredulous Edgeworth. Yeah, you're right, Maya. This is totally expected. Elaborate. That's right. I check all the people that pass closely at every one of the photos the security camera takes. Back up all security camera data. Well, they keep telling me to, yes, but those computers are just so frustrating. Hold it! Determine what isn't suspicious looking. Jump looking at their faces for the most part. For the most part? Yeah, she is. Who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy? Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. One was there that day. Those were your words. The drain that goes into the employee area. So there is another way in which people could come in and out. They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Second or third grade. Samurai dragging his leg, the other was the child. All we see is type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. It's quite heavy. I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting the vital information this time. Alright, hold on. We are going to save and wrap up for today. But I am enjoying playing this game on stream quite a bit. It's been a ton of fun so far. And I look forward to continuing with you all next week. But until then, have a great night and stay safe, everybody. Bye!